Hey guys, it's Shannon and John from That DIY Couple.
Today we're going to tell you about 10 things that we don't buy and also how much money that we save over our lifetimes by not buying them.
So the first item that we don't buy is coffee. So coffee is an addiction for a lot of people. It's the way you start your morning. It's a very ritualistic and cultural thing. And we have both in the past been addicted to various types of caffeinated drinks, but we do not buy coffee or, Diet Coke or anything like that anymore. We have just cut it from our life. It was a withdrawal process, I think, a little bit. It was a little bit tough, but I find that I feel so much better. I feel a lot of natural energy without needing to feel overstimulated. I don't have any sort of adrenal fatigue or anything like that, which coffee can often cause. I don't feel anxious anymore. Based on the average price of a medium cup of coffee in our area, which is $3.15, if we were to buy that, each of us were to buy that once a day, we would be spending about $189 per month on coffee. And if we were to invest that same amount over the course of 30 years at a pretty reasonable return of 5%, that is saving us $157,301.35. That's money that we'll have in our pockets at the end of 30 years as a result of not making that simple purchase.
And we're using 30 years because we're both around 30 and we think that we're going to be working for another 30 years or so, like earning money for 30 years. So we're looking at all of our calculations, like how much money are we saving starting right now and then to the end of our working lives, which is 30 years from now. So the number 2 thing that we don't spend money on is meat. So if you've watched some of our other videos, you might know that we are vegetarians, and we made that decision mostly for health reasons. We're not particularly, we don't follow any religious practice or like ethical belief that is against eating meat. But one side effect of not eating meat is that we save a lot of money. Something that a lot of people don't realize is that meat is the most expensive food product that you can get at a grocery store or eating out at a restaurant. So we've calculated that on average we save something like $62.50, $63 a month by not eating meat. We're also including things like we eat more vegetables and eat more expensive vegetables than other people do, but based on some sources online, we think it's about $63 a month. So again, invested over 30 years, that's about $52,000 that we're saving just because we don't eat meat.
So the next thing that we don't buy is produce in the summertime. So we are avid outdoor gardeners. We have a pretty big vegetable garden and we love spending time in nature. It really recharges and reinvigorates us. But a nice side effect of that hobby is that we have an abundance of fresh tomatoes and lettuce and peppers and eggplant and just all sorts of different fruits and veggies that we get to snack on all summer long. So we save about $80 per month for 4 months out of the year when we are reaping what we sow in the backyard. And if we were to invest that over the course of 30 years, it comes out to about $26.67 per month for a total savings of $22,200.
So the number 4 thing that we don't spend money on is fixes around the house. So this is actually a huge one for us. We are real estate investors. If you've watched some of our other videos, you might know that too. And one added benefit of investing in real estate is that we have, by necessity, had to learn how to do a lot of things around the house, like anything ranging from fixing a clogged toilet, a leak, fixing a broken wall, things like that. We looked online a little bit and found that the average American family spends about 1% of the purchase price of their home on maintenance every year. We bought our home for $260,000. 1% of that is about $2,600, and we still obviously spend money on things like supplies. It's mostly labor that we spend money on. So we calculated that we save about $166 per month on labor costs that we just do ourselves, mostly me, frankly. And that amounts to a little over $138,000 over 30 years invested, like we said before.
And that number would be significantly larger were we to include all of the money that we save by the fact that you do the same thing for our 13 investment properties.
Right.
But we're not counting that for now. The next thing that we spend or that we save a lot of money on is nails, manicures and pedicures. So this is only applicable to me.
Well,
I don't want to assume anything, but I just don't get my nails done. I will get my nails done once in a blue moon for a social occasion. I'll occasionally go to a networking event where we get our nails done and then it's paid for by a company. I'll occasionally get my nails done for like a bachelorette party or something with other people while I'm catching up and enjoying their company. But I don't spend money on having someone else do my nails. It's not worth it to me. Some people find it really super relaxing. I don't. I'm always messing them up by doing things around the house and manicuring. So I go natural for the most part. Most American women spend $112.08 per month on their nails if they do them every 2 weeks. And that's a savings of $93,824 over the course of 30 years.
The number 6 thing that we don't spend money on are presents for each other. And this is kind of a weird one because it might seem that we don't love each other or don't want to get each other presents, but it's actually a conscious thing that we thought about as a cost-saving measure. We just don't buy each other presents for things like Valentine's Day, our birthday, Christmas. The most that we get for each other are flowers every once in a while,
and that's really the one way.
we'll get like joke cards for each other. That's like one of our things. So we'll get funny cards for each other and then write sweet things in them. But that's basically it. We like to reward ourselves with experiences, but that's not necessarily linked to a holiday or to like a birthday. So we calculated that we save about $50 per birthday. So it's $100 for both of us, $100 each for Christmas, and $100 each for Valentine's Day. So that's $500 a year that we save. And over 30 years, that's almost $35,000 invested that we would save.
So I can't stress enough how much I love this about us because we're minimalists and more stuff just makes me affirmatively unhappy. It feels like a burden because I'm going to have to just get rid of it. But I love the sweet little cards that we get for each other. Yeah. This morning I cleaned out the car and I cleaned out John's glove box container, and in it I put a card that I got totally in Spanish, which is just an absolutely inapplicable card to either of our life experiences, but it says in Spanish, it's an honor to call you my sister and a pleasure to call you my friend. And then I wrote him a nice note.
It would be a unique honor to call you my sister. It would be very unique.
We love stuff like that, just little silly jokes. The next thing that we save a lot of money on, and this is, I think, our largest cost savings, is eating out during the work week. So we cook on the weekends and prepare our food. We have a whole video on food prep, and we I bring my lunch to work, and I also bring my dinner to work, and I eat them both there. The only exception is if there's some sort of networking event or a planned social gathering, but for the most part, most days, we are saving a ton of money by bringing food to work. So it costs us about $7 per meal to eat a really huge, delicious, and totally organic meal with tons of fruits and veggies and micronutrients that we would otherwise have to pay around $20 for in our extremely expensive metropolitan area of New York City. So that invested over 30...
So that's a savings of $13 per meal during the work week for both of us.
Which comes out to $520 per month, or $432,778 over the course of 30 years.
The number 8 thing that we don't spend money on is cable. So a long time ago, maybe years ago, we decided that we weren't using cable TV, direct TV, anything like that at all. And we started using only Hulu and Netflix, and we've done that for years upon years. So the average cable cost in the US is $99 per month, more or less. We spend $8 a month on Hulu and $11 per month on Netflix, and we get basically every show that we want to see. So that's a savings of $80 per month. Invested over 30 years, that's almost $65,000 that we'd save.
And if there's something we really want to watch, you can generally figure out a way to stream it for free online. The number 9 thing that we don't spend money on is wasted food. Americans actually spend a ton of money by overbuying groceries and then not cooking and letting their groceries go bad. So we took a stat from USA Today about how much most Americans waste on food per year and use that for our calculation. But because we plan our meals and because we use a shopping list and we have a good sense of how much we actually eat, and we don't go to the store hungry and lots of different strategies, we just do not have wasted food at the end of the week. Like the week ends and our refrigerator is empty and it's time to go again. So most Americans waste about $53 per month on spoiled food, which is a savings of $44,000 over 30 years.
The number 10 thing, the last thing that we don't spend money on is new furniture. So this is another kind of weird one, but we haven't bought a new piece of furniture in I don't know how long. Many years. All of the furniture that we have in our house right now, like 100% of it, we either bought used or we got for free, like by going on Craigslist and looking for people that were throwing out furniture. The couches that we're sitting on, the bed that we sleep on, our dining room table, all those sort of things we got either for free or heavily discounted. And we're lucky because we live in a major metropolitan area where a lot of people affluent people have stuff and they're willing to give it away, or willing to sell it on Craigslist or someplace like that really cheaply. But buying new furniture just in general must be one of the assets that depreciates the fastest. You spend $1,000 on a couch and you try to sell that same couch, there's no way you're going to get anywhere near that amount of money, even if you bought it the day before. So we used a couple different sources and found that on average, through moving and all sorts of stuff, people spend about $33 per month if you kind of divide everything out on new furniture that we don't spend. So over the course of 30 years, that's a savings of almost $28,000. So there are lots of other ways that we save money too, and things that we don't spend. We also spend more money on stuff than most Americans do. Like we definitely travel a lot more than most Americans do, and we'll talk about that and in our economics and finances in a different video. But all this together, all of the things that we talked about over a 30-year period of time, again, and assuming that we would invest that money that we're saving, it amounts to over $1 million in savings that we have just by not buying those 10 things. So we're super happy about that. We'll do more videos about our finances, what we do spend money on, why we spend money on those things, how we invest our money. But hopefully this helps you guys. We'd love to hear what you guys don't buy, what you save money on, that we might spend money on. Please let us know in the comments. If you like our videos, subscribe to get more this similar content, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.